Welcome to Jamie TV and thank you for tuning in. This is not a gaming channel, this is a music channel, but most of my recent content has been about making music for video games, so I don't think it's too much of a stretch to make a video that is just gaming related. Now, I'm a handheld console gamer, that's what I'm really into, but I've never enjoyed the experience of playing on any of the Gameboys. Because, well, it's that screen, that dark, not backlit screen. I just don't find that a very enjoyable experience. But I was watching this YouTube video and this guy was showing off this Spider-Man game on a Game Boy Advance and it had a backlit screen. And I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing. So I decided to do some investigating. Here's what I found out. I did a search on YouTube and found lots of great videos of smashing Game Boy enthusiasts fitting backlit screens to their little Nintendos, and many other cool mods too. I also found that you can buy the screens on eBay, but then I did a little bit of web browsing and I found it was cheaper to order a screen direct from China. I settled on this company, AliExpress, who have an extensive range in their online store of replacement parts and mod kits etc. for multiple devices. I decided to order a screen for my Game Boy Advance. There were a lot of different ones to choose from, but I settled on this one because in the description it clearly states, no welding. As it was so much cheaper than eBay, I figured I may as well also order a replacement shell in see-through purple and some green buttons because I thought that would look cool. I still spent way less money than I would have on eBay, although admittedly, for all these parts this site has a lot of options and some of them are more expensive than the parts I bought. But I thought, let's see how it goes. If I'm happy with my purchase, I may spend more on my next console upgrade. The next day I realised that, like a stupid hippie, I'd forgotten to add some Game Boy screwdrivers to my order. Dope. Yep, they're a bit odd, so I jumped on eBay and ordered a set, and at the same time I bought a second-hand cartridge-only copy of the Spider-Man game I fancied for 2 squids. Although, looking at these prices on AliExpress, yep, prepare the guest room for Mr. and Mrs. Cockup. I didn't pay the extra £1 for fast delivery because I was in no rush, but the delivery only took 1 week from China. It arrived before the Spider-Man game, in fact, and unlike the Spider-Man game, which some lazy smeghead literally had just put in a basic envelope, my parts were very, very well packaged. I'm not going to talk you through how to fit the screen, as this is my first time doing this and it could have gone horribly wrong. I'm no expert, there are other YouTubers who are far better qualified than me to do that. The idea of this video was really to find out, is this a mod that a complete noob can do successfully, and how long might that take, and how much would the swear box cost me? There were no instructions with anything that I purchased, but I found it all very obvious and straightforward to sort of figure out what goes where. I recommend though finding a YouTuber who's made a video talking through the installation of whatever screen you decide to buy. I'd also add that there are some very tiny screws involved. I certainly needed my glasses, and you do have to be very careful and patient with these old mini consoles because they're very old and they're very precious. It's especially important to line up the new screen precisely and avoid getting finger marks on it if at all possible. I had the job done in under an hour. I did film the process, as you can see, but my camera crapped out before I finished, so the bit at the end is missing. But never mind, here's the finished article. Now that's a screen I could get excited about playing a game on. I'm very happy with my purchase, and it wasn't difficult to fit this stuff at all, and I have no particular expertise in this area whatsoever. I would say though that the quality of plastic of the case is not the best, but it was incredibly cheap. That was me being tight. I went for the cheapest option that AliExpress offer, and they do offer plenty of different choices of cases, which I'm sure are all much sturdier than this one. But you know, I am a grown-up, I'm not going to be chucking this about, and I love how it looks. I like the colour choices that I made, so it's fine. But in future I would definitely have a look at some of the slightly more expensive cases that they do. Now it turns out a lot of my retro gaming nerdy friends have bought plenty of things from AliExpress, and the feedback is all good. So I would have no hesitation whatsoever in recommending get a screen from AliExpress and fit it yourself as a nice fun little project. And speaking of my retro gaming nerdy friends, the ones that are perhaps a little bit younger than me, remember the Game Boys very, very fondly and enthuse about certain Game Boy games. So I'd love to hear from you in the comments below this video, if I can talk properly. What Game Boy games have I missed out on? What should I be looking for? What games should I be trying out? And I know this video has been a bit of a departure. God, I'm really having trouble speaking today. Departure from what I normally do on this channel. And if you think that sucks, then please do tell me in the comments below the video. Until my next one, take care of yourselves and be kind and be good. Play lots of video games, make lots of music, and do try not to piss pants about. I'll see you later.